So we're over here at the CNC machine. We're going to talk about how to get set up to engrave something on your slab. So I've got the slab that I have made here. It is the correct size, so it fits in my jig. If it doesn't fit in that jig, then we're going to have to trim it down to make sure it does. And then we're going to come over to the computer here. And the first step was going to be just to kind of set up how we are going to or what we're going to engrave on this piece. So I'm going to select up at the top, create new file, and this is where I'm going to set up my size. So my job. So I have single-sided. My width in the X direction is going to be my 16 inches. So I'll type that in. My height in the Y direction is going to be my 9 7/8. So that's 9.875. And my thickness is going to be my 0.875 because I'm supposed to be 7/8 of an inch thick. And all these are in inches. The rest of these, if they're set the way I have it here, is correct. I'm going to my Z0 position is going to be on the material surface. I'll show you how to zero that, but again, that's something that you're going to do with me the first few times. And my XY datum, my home position, is going to be set as the center of my stock. So I'll show you how we're going to set that up in a second, but that's going to be the center of my stock. Modeling resolution, standard is fine. Material settings is fine. I'll hit OK. And so now my rectangle here represents my my slab. So just like on the CNC or the laser, if you were using that, I'm going to go ahead and create a text box here, and I can type in whatever I want. We're just going to go with the same exact thing here as before. So CMP 2025. Just like before, you get to select your font. So you've got whatever fonts you want. You can pick whatever it is. I don't know where the rest of that went, but we'll go ahead and we can change our font to something like, I don't know what that did that for. Let's do something like that. So I've got my font picked out. I like that. We can set our text height to whatever we want it to be. That is the same as kind of a font size here. My text alignment I have set to center, and then we can go ahead and move our stuff around. And I'll show you how we can line that up to actually be 100% at the center in a second here. So I'm just going to hit close. To line things up, I've got buttons here that say transform. And so the transform objects right here is the align selected objects. So if I select my object and I click on align, is it going to show me? Align center, or just all the way center. There we go, center. Why is it not doing it? Not sure why this isn't working. Oh, sorry. Top tab, align to material. I want it centered on the material. So if you can see, I'll drag it off to the side. Now if I hit align to center of material at the very top, that's it. So I can align it to my center of material, click close, and let's just say that's all I want to engrave. I'm happy with that. We are ready to go. So from here, then I will need to go into my toolpaths. So over on the side, I've got the toolpaths tab. I'm going to pin this open for right now so I can see that. And we are going to be doing a V carving. So V carve right here is one that looks like a V. So it's a V carving engraving toolpath. I'm going to click on that. My start depth, I'm going to leave at 0. My flat depth is going to be like the final depth of my piece here. In a V carving, if you've got a really wide section, it'll try to flatten that out. If you put more text or you put text that's narrower, that'll look a little bit different. And then my V bit, my tool is a V bit. You can see if I hit select here, if I'm under the city shop tab, I've got all the different bits we have. And if you want to change it, we can change it, but We're going to stick to a V bit, so either a 90-degree or a 60-degree V bit. If you have really tiny text, a 60-degree V bit will be better, but I'm going to stick with a 90 because I have fairly big text. So I'll apply that, close it. I'm not going to use a clearance tool. I'm going to leave all this stuff alone. Yeah, everything else looks good here, and I'll hit calculate, and you can see what it's going to try to do there. I can also put it in like a 3D view, and then we can preview the selected toolpaths, and you can kind of see what that's going to do once it carves it out, what that'll look like. From here, we just need to close that, and then we're going to save our toolpath to a flash drive. So you'll have to stick a flash drive in here. And then once it's loaded up, we are going to say, okay, we're going to do our visible toolpaths to one file. We have no visible toolpaths. We got to check the box. So we got visible toolpaths. So we can save toolpaths to be saved, vcarve1. Ours is not a 4x4, but it's the same type of machine. And we'll hit save toolpaths. It'll go onto this flash drive. I'm going to name it with my last name so I know what it is, and hit save. So once I've done that, I can go ahead and eject my flash drive. And once it says save to remove hardware, of course, pull it out. From here, we're going to have to actually get our CNC machine set up. So that's going to mean looking at how to turn it on, how to use that controller, and how to zero our bit. I am going to walk you through all of that. I might include that in the video, but at this point, if you don't see it in the video, just know that you're going to set up your job, and then we're going to go through it all together, because this can break some stuff if we don't have it set up right. Okay, so at this point we have done everything we need to do on the computer. We've exported our project onto a flash drive, and we've plugged the flash drive into the handheld controller. So we've got to do a few things. I've already turned on the machine, and we need to do a process of zeroing out our bit, both in the X and Y and the Z directions. And then I'll show you how to hit start here. So I'll be doing this all with you. You're not going to be doing this on your own. But if I look at my controller here, these X, Y, Z plus buttons are going to be what we use to control it. So right now I'm in continuous mode, and you see if I press this button, it goes positive in the X direction, minus in the Y direction, or positive in the Y direction. And what I'm going to do is I have put an X, a center mark on my board. I'm going to line up the point of my bit at that center mark. So I'm just going to bring it down to make it as easy as possible here. And I'll need to get down on the So once I'm happy with where my bit is at in the X and Y direction, I just hit this X, Y, 0, and that'll automatically set my X and Y to 0. I can do the same kind of manual thing with my Z direction too. So if I'm happy with where my Z direction is, so there it just started touching, I can go ahead and hit Z0 as well. There is a way to automatically do that, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I've got my bit and everything zeroed out. I've got my piece in there. I've got my flash drive loaded up. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is turn on the more loud parts of this. So I got a vacuum pump that is going to turn on and hold everything down. And we've got a dust collector over here that is going to suck all the chips away. And I'm just going to let this kind of play so you can kind of see what that sounds like and show you what we're doing here. So vacuum pump's on. I'm going to lock everything down so it doesn't move anymore. Now I want to run something off of my disc. Okay, so we're back here. I think I got it to work. So we'll hit the run button. We'll select that we want to pick something off of our disk, and then we just have to scroll through and find the right one. So I named mine Shares Slab. So keep going down here. There we go. So you can see it has the first few letters, but that's it. It will be a .mmg. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn my vacuum back on. Hit OK. Some axis not home yet. You want to work anyway. OK. Work speed. That's all good. And it's going to start counting up. Now I'm keeping my hand on the E-stop. We'll let it go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my dust collector, turn off my vacuum, and that's most of the loud stuff. So now you can see here what we've got. I can take this controller and I can go ahead and just hit the X plus and move this out of the way, and then my slab will pop out there and you can see my carving that I did. So that's the process here. You'll be setting up your own text, whatever you want on the computer, and then we will definitely be going through the CNC machine together. But I just wanted to show you kind of what that looked like. There you go.